What was that?
I said, if I may, just for a moment.
Yes, Colin.
Anyone with the Unteroffizier role or above can join. So if your Weissfeldwebels need perms to join, just give them that role, the respective NCO role for your corps.
Right. But yeah, if you want to get people in, as Colin said, the under-officer role. I do think we need to actually give our new officers their roles here. I see a lot of new people, but we'll update that in due time. Let's see, just checking in game. All right, holy shit, we have so many people in game. I'm assuming Limit Throne is taking photos, right? But yeah, someone is hot miking. If you could mute, please. All right. Highcom, you're invited to keep your... Someone is still hot miking. I don't know who it is.
Yo, Star Wars, smooth your ass, bro.
All right. Okay. I guess we're safe to start this meeting. Great turnout from the staff here. 136 people in game. Love to see it. Balcony is quite full. What was the rank that we instructed to go up, Mega?
Originally I said Oberst Lieutenant and below, but then in the end they just ended up saying COs stay down and everyone else head up.
All right, let's get our
COs
Oberst. Let's get our Oberst Lieutenants below. Oberst Lieutenants, you can come back down. Come on,
There's only one person in the whole group with Oberst Lieutenant. If I remember correctly.
What?
It's like a really uncommon role.
No way, what?
Let me check.
I meant in regards to speaking, not in regards to who can be down on the...
Yeah, I see.
Payne, come on. Come stand with us.
Yeah, Oberst Lieutenant. Okay, never mind. There's been a lot more. 7 now.
Yell Diver, join up. You're supposed to be with us here. All right, how majors, come on down. Majors, if you're a major and you're on the balconies, come stand down. Let's fill it up. Hauptmans, come down as well. All right, awesome. Whoa, it has been a while since we've done this kind of meeting before. I thought it would be time to gather everyone, talk about what we're trying to do, where we're trying to go with the group, and just to check up on all of you guys. As I said, I've done this in the VC because I'm going to respect that we can maturely continue with that and without any interruption. But yeah, no. As you saw, guys, today, Gory did post a lot of updates to the game. A lot of meta changes and a lot of incoming things that we are to expect within the genre. There is activity behind the development team. I've been working on the side of that as well. And the summer is going to be a good summer to prepare for and be ready for. I know we saw the likes of Prussia being added. I know Gory mentioned that there might be two nations. I mean, not might be, but there will be two new nations joining us up. These nations aren't going to be affiliated with Austria, but they're going to be part of the community. And at the same time, we are going to be welcoming a new corps. Men of War Austria will be coming in and joining to be part of our group. They'll be forming the 5th Corps in Austria, and they're going to be spearheaded by Clearly Void, who's been with us for a while. He was an officer in Hungary, he was an officer with me in the Swiss, and he's quite a reliable guy that I trust to spearhead the formation of our 5th Corps. High Command, Sneaky, has been helping as well to make sure that our new people are welcomed in properly and know the mechanics of the game. But I know many of you guys have noticed and have questions for it. The new corps that we will be forming will comprise of NR50, which is German, NR24, which is Galician, and ODL, which is comprising of the Confederation of the Rhine deflectors and Westphalian deflectors as well. Their uniforms will also be revamped. They look quite drippy. But yes, we will be welcoming our new core, and I think for now, our last core. Um, but it's a big thing to be opening up a new core. When you open up Drites, it was a bit of a challenge, but I think the reward and the people that have put in all the work they can to solidify Drites to where it is today have done a great job. And I think when we formed Drites, there was a lot of doubt into how they'd continue through the leaders of the cores, but I'm very proud to say that they've solidified themselves as a proper Austrian full-fledged force that can carry its own server, and I'm very happy to say that Drites is the core that separates us from the rest of the nations in rally and manpower, and it's good to have them here. So we're going to put the same trust and faith that we had put in Drites into this new 5th core. Asians are the 4th, FYI. This is why they're the 5th. But yes, we're going to put the same trust and clearly in the people that are coming in. And, I do believe in one big group. I do believe in one big, how do I put it? Not villain, but like one big opponent to France. And that is what I've been trying to achieve for the past 3 years since we were Holland. And I think we're there. We're there right now. But the goal is 1,000 Austrian rankers, Austrian people, staff commanders. Like that is a goal, a 4-digit rally. I've spoken to the High Command about this for a while. Like, just imagine. I think the highest we've done is 800, 850, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the French campaigns. But I think with the formation of the 5th Corps, we can definitely reach 1,000. And I know we've just wrapped up our 2nd campaign against France, and ended up in a tie. It is what it is. We'll have another one over the summer. But I just want us to recognize the fact that we are the only other group aside from France that can do such. And we need to be, even though the result wasn't the one we wanted to be, we need to recognize the accomplishment of that we are that big bad group or that big opponent that fans can fight on 6 servers. Regardless of the result, we've achieved so much. And I think, sometimes I personally forget of the fact of how many lines we rally, how many specialists we rally. We started the group with only 2 specialist lines, which was Hungarian elites and NO4 elites. And now every regiment is on track to rally 2 lines. And that's incredible. Like, I think we need to pat ourselves on the back to the CEOs, to the commanders, to the officers, to you guys who are part of that recruitment team that fuel that and make that happen. No group is able to be or achieve what we have done so far. And what we've done in 3 years is exceptional. So thank you guys for being part of that. Thank you guys for contributing to that. But realize that no matter the result of the battles we win or lose, there's a greater goal to achieve, to do things that have never been done before out in the coalition as an independent group. We don't have these client nations, like we don't have, for example, like, which I think is cool how BA does alliance, like we don't have that because we're focused on being one big group, one big army that sticks together, that is unified under one banner. And I'm very much the person that believes there's one big group. France fights that one big group, and we need to uphold to that. We need to uphold to that standard. And yeah, I know the High Command can back me up on that. I am a bitch when it comes to ensuring that all our staff are following the conduct, the standard of what it means to be an officer in our group. But that is the standard that has made us what we are today. You can look at other nations who offer free ranks to the person that comes in with all the rankers they can. That's not the group that we are. There are times where, we have to expand, we have to grow, and there's opportunity taken people. For example, these guys from Men of War. They're great guys, by the way. I've VC with them for a while. And I want us to be a group that can welcome new people as well. And that's who we are. A group of standard, a group of integrity, and then we must uphold that. We must have a spine, no matter what. Whether it comes to our grenadier drafts, to our officer promotions, to medals, orders. We just got to keep that standard going. We don't want to make it look like that we're a group that gives things easy, or that is an easy alternative to France. That's not who we are. We are to be revered as an equal and an equal opponent in all types of ways, whether it be in field, off the field, in Discord, whatever. But yeah, moving on from the values that we stand for. Dev-wise, I've been working on updating our leaderboard, making it clean. I think it was a bit scattered. I love the acorns, but we are going to say goodbye to them. The leaves have returned. New core icons have been set in place. And we might be reorganizing things with nobility, with the crowns as well. And redoing them into maybe knight helmets. But yeah, that's sort of my project for the last week, to make sure that while we do have great uniforms, our leaderboard does look cool. So far feedback has been great. But yeah, flags wise, infantry regiments, you've received your flag updates. Regionals are coming. For our legions and our Freikorps, your new flags are being made as well. You are not forgotten. In terms of specialized units, I do have a couple ideas for bringing in like chaplains as well, to units for chanters, and maybe, I mean, we've already brought musicians, but some additional specialized uniforms for people that contribute to specialized roles. So we already have the sapphire musicians, but maybe chanters can also get a special uniform as well. Because I do value these specialized roles, and not everyone can do it, and they should be rewarded with something that sort of stands them out or distinguishes them from their line. But yeah. Now, in terms of my vision for what I'm trying to do, for where I want us to be, what I've discussed with the others, like in the genre, is we know we have that map going, right? We have this campaign map that we've been using for a few times now. Asia is currently running their campaign, but my end goal personally, which is what I'm trying to bring us as a group with France to do, is to create a proper theater system for the genre. That is my main goal for this summer. I want us to create a system where territorial matters, where we win land, we lose land, and it's not just we do these campaigns and everything resets. Like we start from where we were at the beginning. That's not how I want it to be. I want to have a proper theater system where, for example, we won that first campaign, we get to keep the land, we get to do the units that are respective of the territory that we gained. Let's say we lose a campaign, we lose land. That's how I want it to be. I want to make territory matter in this community, in this genre, and that is what I'm trying to work on for the next few weeks or months in preparation for summer. We do have a dev team on our end. Stooley and Hibov have been working a great deal into managing the map, but we will be opening it up to France as well, and we will work together with France to make this official theater system for everyone, where hopefully France can manage the Napoleonic allies, and we will team up with the coalition to manage the coalition sphere. But yeah, at the same time, I want to utilize what we've built so far as a group and move the genre forward, and that is by implementing the theater system. Before I move on, any questions regarding what I've just mentioned from the staff? Feel free to unmute.
I also in general stuff, but so it's on stage.
If you have a question, just ask. I'm also watching HQ General Chat.
Is this functioning purely based on battles that take place in NW, or is this going to be like an external, like I hate to say this, but like NDW style, where it's like you've got to like manage it as well, or is it just going to be battles and stuff like that? I think that'd be quite cool. I don't know.
Are you talking about the map?
For the campaigns thing and like the territorial stuff.
We have yet to flesh out a proper system. I do believe like, I mean, the idea that I have right now is like, let's say we engage in a 6 server, right? And 3 of the servers win, and 3 of the servers lose. The 3 armies that win progress into the enemy land, but the 3 armies that lose concede. So it's not, it's dedicated on a server by server basis. While I do believe of the grand aspect of like the end victory screen, I love that, but there are times where in these big multi-server campaigns, whatever, there's one server that gets skewed up a bit, and how do I put it, like solidifies or ruins the whole campaign result, which is why I'd like to dictate it server by server. So for example, if we have the 6 servers, Hungary says white win and then Dry and everyone else loses. You know what I'm trying to say. Like the concessions and the gains will be determined by each server and where they are on
Be
the
like
map.
relative to that, yeah. That's quite cool.
Yeah. So Drites can gain tiles while someone else loses tiles. Like, yeah.
Is things like choice of movement on the map going to impact any of that kind of stuff in terms of like, you know, tactical encirclements or all of that kind of stuff? Like if an army gets cut off or any of that, is there going to be a way to sort that without an army just having to fight a battle that they're obviously not going to win?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a really good question. There is I like the whole idea of like navigating through the map with the armies and like, as you said, cutting off. But we want to ensure that the battles are even. So there is going to be... That's the main priority. So we might position armies in a way where they match French fair armies. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't want to ever be...
trying to balance the LARP and also the game being fun.
Yes. Like, I don't want it to ever be that, like, the Guard Imperial ends up fighting like full-fledged like elite Guard Imperial fights an opponent that is not fair on our side, because that's not fun. That's 35 minutes of pure rape. I'm gonna be honest, and that's not what I want you guys to experience. So we are trying to achieve the balance of 1, fair battles in game, and the LARP. I'll be honest, the top priority is the fair battles, so the LARP will be around the fair battles, if you get what I mean.
Wait, if let's say Hungary wins, let's say by a large sum, let's say like 5k, do they gain more tiles?
The Hungarian
Or is it
army would
limited
gain more tiles.
Oh, only one.
I mean, okay, so put it into example, if Hungary wins and then another corps loses, Hungary would gain and then the other corps loses a tile on behalf of the group.
So you can only move, I think he's trying to say that you can move 1 tile at a time. You wouldn't be able to, like, even if you won by 10k, you wouldn't be going multiple tiles.
Yeah, no. I mean, it has to be progressive, right? Like,
Otherwise you're just gonna, like, schedule 1 battle, cook really hard, and then the campaign's over, pretty much.
yeah.
Um,
I've got a... Yeah, go on, Elijah.
would it be down the line we could expect maybe like a grand battle be tied into a finale of all these campaigns?
Servers can't handle grand battles.
Yeah, not right now. Not unless Roblox
Yeah.
decided to stop their shadow updates.
I think, look, like, as Gory is pushing out updates and as the dev team is pushing out updates, there are limitations from the Roblox server side. So, yeah, there's only so much we can do. I'm gonna be for real, with the way our group is going and with the formation of New Core, we would be able to field 8 servers soon. And that is a grand battle on its own.
Don't worry, guys, we're moving to Steam soon. We'll find a game.
Yeah.
Bio, if
Yes.
you dip your server by like 10k and the other server loses by 400 or like 1000, can our server make up for the other server in tiles or no? Or is it strictly to that?
I think it should be just tile by tile, like,
Alright.
because the campaign would wrap up too quickly. You are just fighting for the tile that your army is on. But yeah, I mean, if you win by 450 or 500, you get like it is what it is. I mean, that's how it was historically. Like, yeah,
Apparent victory is still a victory.
yes.
I've got a
really
question from a DM. Someone has shot me a DM and said, because they can't access HQ General, is this only
Okay.
for campaign battles or all important battles as well?
Only for campaign battles. I feel like if
Only
we
campaigns.
included all important battles, then it'd be a bit of a mess to handle.
So we
And
can still
fire.
have like competitive battles without having to worry about that kind of stuff.
Yes,
Bio.
of course. Yes.
How are you going to choose which regions in Austria are the ones under threat from these battles, these campaign battles? Because, for example, Bohemia is right on the edge of enemy territory, isn't it? Whereas Hungary is very far, for example.
It's more events for you, Bob.
More events for me.
What-
Does it mean if we lose Bohemia, then I have to change what my regiment is?
Yeah, you have to. No, you have to go to France.
Yeah,
You become a vassal.
My staff think what you said is if we lose Bohemia on the campaign map, we have to rebrand to an NR regiment. That's what my
No.
staff think you said. I'm getting
Look,
games about
no,
that.
that's
We don't
never
have the
gonna
dev
happen.
team for that. I hate
Okay,
to break
that's-
it to
sorry
you.
about that.
That's never gonna like. I hope we don't lose all of Bohemia. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I think that's something we we sort and burn when we get there. We're not going to put the identity and regiments' names and how they are built on the line for this kind of stuff. I feel like that's a bit extreme. It's more focused on territory. I mean, at the same time, if you lose Bohemia and you're a Bohemian regiment, I think it's a bit more of like an ego loss kind of thing.
Yeah, all right.
They'll try and
But-
like station you, the White Corps, around where the regiments that where the regiments are based. They'll try and station like Zweit, for example, where Bohemia is based, so that if they win, they were able to defend Bohemia. Or like if there's an attack happening near Hungary, they'll try and put Hungary in that server, just so that it's like, you know, you can defend you can have a bit more pride about defending where you are. I think is what is meant.
Right.
I have another DM from someone asking how the campaigns would end, whether it would be entirely based on people surrendering or whether there's an actual like defined way to win a campaign.
You fight it out to whatever battles is agreed upon. I mean, I get that like people may pull from campaigns. That's not what I am about. I think there needs to be a signed contract between all nations that you cannot pull from this, and you have to accept the result no matter what. And if you are pulled, you just won't be part of it, and you'll be excluded from the whole theater. But what
Can you
will
surrender a battle? Can you,
Us?
if someone notices the battle is like terrible, can they just like surrender?
we don't want to ever get to that point. I don't want us to, even for France's side, I don't want people to think they have to surrender a battle because they can't fight it.
What if they surrendered it and let up a tile and we swapped in another lineup? That would be better. Because you could say,
It sounds like details that'll be figured out later. I doubt they know that now. Elijah has a question about naval combat.
What's the question?
with it, I know with the situation with Austrian Meeting is peak right now, but would it be possible
What the
to?
fuck are you saying, bro?
Would it be possible to involve us in the campaign, maybe with a couple of skirmishes out in the ocean? Because I think well, I know France would definitely be down for it. Well, I think that's why I'm bringing it up here.
Elijah,
Sorry.
yeah.
You can say it first.
I think that's something we take up with the winner people, but at the same time, I'm more than happy for them to participate as skirmishers if they want to. But they'd have to, like, naval skirmishers on the W, I'm not sure. We'll talk about that one-to-one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna move on with the whole meeting. There are some...
Okay. Is you going to talk about the Grenadier Corps in this meeting? Like, what are we going to do with that?
Grenadier Corps?
Yeah.
Any specific questions or just in general?
this kind of
There's no specific purpose to the Grenadier Corps right now.
it's
I
kind of
mean,
dead in the water right now. It's kind of
yeah.
like no clear head of it, no clear general staff for it, and there has been a Grenadier Corps battle. There's been like one in the past like 8 months.
I mean, the entire point of... Are we talking about the Grenadier ceremonies or the Grenadier Corps as in existence?
In its distance.
I mean, as Austria doesn't have a guard unit or Imperial Guard like France does, the Grenadier Corps is set to replace that. Regarding battles, I mean, if we're not ready to take on, I'm more than happy to have Grenadier Corps battles continue. I think our elites are we are growing in our number of elites. But the Grenadier Corps is important for people and for our rankers as well to be welcomed as a Grenadier. Grenadier ceremonies, I know people have been a bit sort of like, what is the point of Grenadier ceremonies? Grenadier ceremonies are important. It is an important stage for people to becoming a Grenadier and to remember that they've earned their bearskin. Like, yeah, we do have bearskins in every Grenadier line, but we aren't Andor, we aren't BA that just give it out for free. Like, that's not the group that we're trying to be. The last Grenadier Corps battle I recall is the one that crashed against the guard. Unfortunately, server performance wasn't on our side that day. But Grenadier Corps battles are... I have no issue with them continuing. I know LTV has stepped down. I've yet to decide formally on who takes that over. With so much going on, I do agree someone should spearhead that front. But
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you, Bio. I just have a question about the Grenadier Corps. So the past 1 year, the Grenadier Corps hasn't really served any purpose or any good purpose. Like, we haven't really deployed the Grenadier Corps as a whole. Like Silver said before, like a lot of people just think it's kind of pointless to do the ceremonies and show up to show up for a ceremony and then just go. Everyone goes to their own corps or regimental events, and it's kind of right now it's not really viable to have the Grenadier Corps system right now. There's no
Grenadier
purpose to
Corps
it.
is never going to disappear. No, there is purpose to it. I hate it when people say there's no purpose to it. There is purpose to it. Because people get drafted and get whelped, and it's an initiation ceremony for new people earning bearskins. There's value to our bearskins, and we aren't going to make that value become a bulletin post or something that's just added onto a course ceremony. That's not the point. Becoming a Grenadier in our group is meant to be something special, where all the elites come together and welcome our new elites into the companies, regardless of the battles, regardless of not assembling as a corps to fight the Guard Imperial, whatever. It's not pointless. I hate this idea that it's pointless. It is important for the rankers to be inaugurated at a Grenadier ceremony, and for that event, for them to get their bearskin to be special. It's not something to be just added to a course ceremony or to be made into a bulletin. We've been doing how many Grenadier ceremonies yet? It will never stop. And if I have to host them myself, I will cancel my plans to do so. The Grenadier Corps will stay as a functioning thing. The Grenadier ceremonies will continue as is.
My point was just more about like organization and battles. Rather, I understand the Grenadier Corps. That was my question. Was just
Organization and battles.
Organization and battles. Yeah.
I
think Gabe's is different though.
My opinion is kind of different. Yeah, I have a different opinion on the Grenadier Corps.
The Grenadier ceremonies will continue. Drafts can only happen at the Grenadier ceremony. Every single person that gets drafted at the Grenadier, it's a special moment for our rankers. And that special moment will continue until I'm the leader of the group or whatever. That will never die. Like, it's just bearskins in the group are too important. We have the standard. It's meant to be something special. We're not going to be another group that just does drafts at course ceremonies and then does medals at the end. Like,
I think it is good for rankers to have the Grenadier ceremony be a special thing. I think they like that, usually.
And yeah, that's the whole point. We do it for the rankers. Like commanders, officers, people here. I know it might be tiresome to do, but it is for the rankers. They will remember that they got drafted at XYZ Grenadier ceremony. Regarding organization, regarding battles, like, I do want to see the Grenadier Corps more involved. I personally don't have the time to schedule these battles. With so much on my hands, I don't want teams to step down. Max is stepping up to the work, but we do need to see it a bit more in action, I agree. Fighting guard, I was told the last guard battle was nearly like what we were winning by 500 until it crashed. They haven't reached out to us for a reschedule. I don't know why. I think they might be a bit nervous. But yes, I do believe that someone needs to. I will work on it and make sure that someone is picked to run our elite core to the best it can be and to what it's meant to be. I don't. Someone said in HQ General it's more of a social thing considering the capacity of our Grenadier battalions. No, I don't want it to be just a social thing. I get with the ceremonies it is. But France is there to be a competitive opponent where we can assemble the Gren Corps. And it is an organization that will continue. It is an organization that other nations try to copy as well. BA has tried to copy it. Russia has tried to copy it. I don't know who else has tried to copy it, but apparently there's some appeal to having a Grenadier Corps in the genre. So yes, I do know we're lacking battles. I will try to push that on my end with the high command and reestablish and whatever the competitive nature of it. How do you plan on reviving spec rallies, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I wish I was a line commander of a spec line to be able to answer your question. If you have any ideas of how I can help you personally in doing that, then so be it. I try to keep tabs on every elite line in the group to make sure they're up to par. Specs burn out really quickly now. Look, like, this is something I've spoken to the deep state about, and you know, I realize that as a group we do end up fighting the same opponents over and over again. It sucks. Like I get some of our top tier elite lines have to fight guard all the time, or the same opponents all the time. It does suck. I'm with you guys. Like, I am trying to work and trying to find a solution on this. But all I can say is, like, suffering from success. It's something that we have to deal with and unfortunately have to accept. I've spoken to the NW Battles people. They're doing this whole comp stuff to ensure that we at least, you know, for our elite lines have comp weekday events that aren't just fighting VG or DG or some random nation's best of specs. But yeah, what I can say is we are the only people to match France's best, and that's an accomplishment that we have to take in and have to take the burden of. It does suck, and I stand with you guys on it. And the best answer I can give you is, unless someone else in the coalition steps up to be able to match such lines, we have to bear that responsibility, and France does respect us for that. Don't forget that. I'm trying to catch up with HQ General.
I have a question for you, Mario, if that's okay.
Yes, Willis.
One thing I'd really like to see brought back is battle honors, because I feel like they really helped build a regiment's history within Austria, but we haven't been giving many out of late. Is there a plan to bring those back and maybe change it a bit?
Yes. I do believe battle honors are a great thing to recognize our regiments and corps' achievements. And yeah, I mean, it's always been on my mind when I look at leaderboards, when I attend battles here and there when I can. Some battle honor worthy achievements, adding the ribbons, filling them out. It's been a while since I've given out battle honors, but I am keeping an eye out. And I think we need to have maybe a stricter system on using leap funds as well. But I'll definitely keep an eye on battle honors, and I think this is a good, some good motivation for our Grand Courts to reassemble and fight some of France's best, to be able to achieve the battle honors for their regiments. Yes?
Makaiza, about the Fifth Corps, I was wondering when we might expect their first battle, or if there's any of them here that might want to talk about their plans.
Before we get there, you said you had some other things to talk about after the tile system. You should probably get there so you get it out before you talk about unscripted stuff.
Okay, alright. A lot of things happen. But, yes, just sort of the last point I do want to talk about is we're a group that promotes people that want to work up into leadership, want to help us grow as a group. Look like I've been pro that since the days of Holland. Veteran staff in this VC will know that I've been on their asses about training our new leaders, making sure that people who want to lead, whether it be from line commanding to managing corps to administration, are empowered to do so. And that is something that, like, I am number one on with all our high command, with all our COs. And I just want you to know, to the people in this VC, so the vice fel rebels are here, VC in game. Like, if you do not feel like you're being empowered to do so, reach out to COs. If your COs don't listen to you, reach out to me. I'll make sure that your COs listen to you. Because at the end of the day, this group will only survive on the new generation of leaders. Over the past few months, we've had a few COs rise up to take up regiments that have been struggling for a while. I want to give a shout out to Bob 360 within our 17, Vida Pro to Serbia, two brand new COs of our group who've really taken the mantle of our regiments and who are focusing on sort of making them the best they can be. At the same time, you know, we are saying goodbye to some of our veteran command. It is what it is, people move on. But this doesn't mean that we don't welcome new people to step up to the plate. I'm being so for real. If you don't feel like you're being empowered in your corps or by your COs to lead and to take any sort of leadership role, let me know, or let your high command know, and they will make sure you're empowered to do so. This group will not survive the next year if that isn't the case. And to the CEOs here, stop relying on the current people that have been leading for a year and so, and let's build up a new chain of command. I think Mega said we have only one Ober Lieutenant, what was it, Oberst Lieutenant in the group?
No, we have a lot more now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, because I also do remember when we had one or two. But yeah, no. And stand with our new leaders, and we have some very good examples of new people who've stepped up to lead their regiments. And don't rely on the same faces that are reused from other nations as well. We're not... Wait, I need to quickly just double check if we may have some ops on the PC. Okay, we're not Andor. We rely on officers from pre-existing nations. We're not a group like that. We focus on training our new staff. And people that are loyal to the group and reliable. But yeah, don't take in a person who will bring you 5 elite rankers versus the person that is working hard to do so and trading the people up. That's not a trade you want to take 5 elite rankers over a hard-working person. No, don't do that. And I have some great... If you don't believe me in the words I'm saying right now, I can bring up 3 examples from the group today that we have that have worked hard, that have grinded their asses off, and that have made great regiments. But yeah, the most recent example, man, look like Serbia, Vitapro, if you're here, congratulations on the stuff you've been doing. I think the group recognizes the work you've been putting in. And it's his first time being a CEO. Prime example of new leadership taking up the roles and taking up the initiative to make something great. We have some new high command as well. You know, Willis has been putting in a lot of work with leading Erst and heading our dev. New people in command. Great results from the examples I've just brought up. But yeah, I'm gonna hand it back to staff for any further questions.
Just one question, Bio. Germ has
Yes,
been talking
Armin.
a lot about Army of the North stuff. Should we expect to fight those guys next, or French campaign is more likely?
Russia
I mean,
cannot match anyone in Austria. So I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, like, I feel like France would be a more equally comp battle, if you get what I mean. Maybe we can fight the Army of the North. But I definitely go with the French campaign, just because we can field 6 or 7 servers and have a good time.
I see.
Oh man, my Discord's like bugging out. I was gonna say, I did DM you those questions, but would you rather me like read them out right now?
What's your most important question?
If my Discord wouldn't like bug, I can get to it real quick. Hold up.
When's the NW break? And is there going to be one?
That's
There's
a
a
good
question.
Okay, alright.
That's a good one.
That's a good question. NW break is going to be sometime between mid-May for 2 weeks. I did try to get...
Thank God.
I did...
3 week would have killed so many regiments.
Okay, 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, exams.
Make it 3!
Make it 3. Let's kill half the regiments.
Let's kill like half the regiments, yeah.
Make it 4.
Yeah.
Bro,
So
if you want a 3-week break, just don't schedule for the 3rd week.
this is kind of based off. This is kind of based off the question that Austin Varheim asked. I think the username is. It's like how would allegiances be affected in the theater system that you said about before? It's like it's like, would we be able to sort of vassalize, say, Warsaw or Russia or like Naples or whatever, and like would they after that be like under our like what's the term?
I think Segno's saying if we beat up nations, do they then get to fight on our side of the campaign or fight with us in the future?
Basically, yeah, that's what I mean.
That's something we flesh out in the future, but I'm going to be very straight up when I say this. I do not want to have a theater system which focuses on the entire capitulation of nations, because that's not fun. Like, Warsaw getting absolutely annihilated is not fun for Warsaw. You have to balance enjoyment, the LARP, and gaining, losing, stuff like that. It'll also depend on beating France for such to happen. And if we do, I guess we can set the terms of the treaty. That's something that we negotiate with the opponent group, and they agree to and accept. But yeah, that's the best I can say. The theater system is. I don't want any nation. I don't want us, any other group, to face a complete wipe on the map. I don't think that's fun. I don't think that's fair. And we have to sort of balance that as well. I hope that everyone can understand that, by the way, that like we're not looking to wipe nations off maps. We're looking for fun gameplay where it's gradual, and where people do have a chance to win on a losing front. Some may not believe in that. It is what it is, but at the same time, we don't want to completely extinguish the fun off of other nations. Because Austria v Warsaw wipes. I'm gonna be real. Sorry, Warsaw.
Is there a chance that these battles, I know this has kind of already been kind of touched on, but not to the fullest extent, but is there a chance, like, if we beat France, could a battle term be allowing us to have a foreign regiment that we historically had, but maybe, like, France also had, like, rights to it, as long as they don't have the regiment? Do you see a world... Yeah, there's, like, predetermined benefits to
Do
the
I
other nation.
see?
A
do I
world where that's
see-
possible. Not saying it could happen, but like, could it be negotiated?
I do believe it can be negotiated. But at the same time, I do believe with valid reasoning, France would understand why we need to do certain foreign regiments for our group without having to
Yeah.
include
Do
a campaign in
battle for it or
that.
something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just
because
curious. I know a lot of our stuff, it's kind of hard to do because of other nations. That's why I was asking.
yes, I do understand this common feeling that some of our people may have, especially the high command, where we might feel capped in what we can do. But so far, I mean, Asia gets to do Corres. I did speak to France about that, and they were okay with us doing that. But yeah, I can see that. That's a valid question. I don't believe we have to fight a campaign to do so. To adopt such units. I feel like if we have proper reason to do them, then we can. Honor Cross,
Awesome.
yes. Should be implemented soon. Good question. Any other questions? You have me while you can right now, guys.
Plans for Teutonic Order, are you going to add anybody to it soon?
Oh yeah.
Teutonic Order has been only open up for rankers thus far. I do plan to open it up for officers as well.
I think he's asking when the next drafts are.
Yeah, new induction.
Since we've only had the first wave when it was made.
When I can't say right now. Yeah, maybe in the coming months, but the Teutonic Order is meant to be something that's like very very selective, maybe 2 or 3 drafts in a year. And yeah, the only time a new person can be drafted is, for example, a switch happens. But there will be another draft between now and the end of summer, which I have to plan for, and this will include officers as well. Questions, guys, while you have me here. Will ships and companies get musician uniforms? Why not? I don't believe why they should be limited.
Hey Bio, I got something real quick.
Yes.
Not really more of a question, but more like on the behalf of 5th Corps. I just want to thank you and your team for welcoming us, and I look around, and I can't wait to work with all of you guys. I know we're brand new to the community. A lot of guys haven't used the tech, but I'm hoping to remedy that and be able to field lines next to you guys, if not our own server. I appreciate you guys for welcoming us, and that's all I gotta say.
So
to have you
please
again.
be kind to the new people. Like, we got a lot of learner drivers. They're good people. They're not dumb. They'll do their best. It's new tech form, but there might be some funny moments that happens. And well,
How about you introduce yourself, Clearly Void?
Oh yeah, hi. I'm Clearly. Probably do that.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah.
led a line in Grenzers, was in 84E a long time in bio stuff. He's really good. Very experienced in the genre. Very good staff. So he's leading. Sync. It's not sync food. 5th Corps. I don't know how to say it. I don't know.
I'm just calling it 5th. I haven't even tried to pronounce the actual name that it is.
I'm not as experienced as Clearly, but I was in Bio Swiss. I led the Volt company under Nick Model way back when. I've been in and out of shit, but I can teach, but probably not as good as a lot of you guys who have been around for a long time. But I'm more than happy to learn and pass on that knowledge.
Awesome. I'd like to also introduce Bean. He's recently returned into High Command from Zweit. Bean, you got anything you want to say?
I have a question.
Yes. Nope.
Okay, someone said they have a
Carry on.
question.
Yeah, I got a question. What's our
Yes.
goal for the next year?
Okay, goal for the next year.
Yeah.
We welcome the new corps. I want to rally 1,000 with the group, and I want to make sure that every regiment rallies 2 lines. Like, that is the main goal. We're
Alright.
nearly there. we're nearly there with our existing setup and our existing regiments of rallying 2 lines.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's something that like we're working towards achieving, and we need to sort of share that goal together as a group and not be like, this regiment is running 2 lines, like they're hindering us. We need to empower all the regiments together to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, and what do you wish for like Serbia for the next year? What do you want us to achieve?
Serbia specifically, look, man,
Yeah.
I think the rest of the group and the rest of the people in this VC stand behind me by the fact that like Serbia, from where it was a few months ago, has made great progress. You rallied 2 lines now from where Clue was, and I'm very proud of you guys. And I think you should just keep on doing what you're doing and aim for 3 lines moving forward. You've proved a lot of people wrong. That's all I can say.
All right, thank
good
you.
stuff. Any further questions, guys?
I do have a question, actually.
Yes.
Status of musical instruments. Are we actually doing that?
Oh man, the reason why musical instruments aren't a thing in NW is because of copyright. We'd have to make like non-copyright sounds for everyone.
Would that be a possibility?
That could be a possibility. We do have a music man on Spitao.
I'm just
If
saying.
I was
man,
able,
think
if
that
I
would
was
be
able to convince my band
huge.
to use the recording studio, would you want them?
I'll take it up with Gory.
I think that would be huge for recruiting outside the community, man. It'd bring a lot of people in.
Yeah.
And bring a lot of people back, most importantly.
I want manual instruments so I can learn the song.
Yeah. I think it'd be really nice if you do add instruments to add like the like you can do like sheet music stuff, like the Wild West, you know, the piano and stuff.
We used to have musicians contribute to morale gain, by the way, back in the day. I think
bring
it was
it back.
0.25 morale gain. Would Austria ever get its own map or more battlefields? I mean, we do have Wagram already in game, which we remade. Big thanks to our team, Zoe, Shorpy, and Co. But would be nice to see a couple of new maps. Austrian maps, I do agree on that. We do have the Hofburg in development. But yeah. For now, everything's work in progress.
Any sneak peeks of the Hofburg?
Any sneak peeks of the Hofburg? Let me get a photo. Let me get a photo for everyone. The Hofburg is the Imperial Palace.
Alright.
And it'd be great. Like I know some of you guys have seen Windsor. It'd be great to also have this added. I'm just looking through the photos really quick to send you guys a sneak peek. But yes. Hold on. Alright. I'm gonna post on HQ General.
Please don't spam. I need to see it.
It's just gonna get leaked.
But yeah, we are working on something. And yeah, it'll be done soon. We have some great people working on it, and hopefully it can be out soon.
Hey, Austria, do you guys want to do a spec battle against France next Saturday? Do you want me to schedule it? I want COs. Spec leaders. Do you guys want to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Rancor battle? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Grand Corp. I'd also do like, yeah, I'd send it. Let me get the lineup. Alright, that would be.
Let Silver schedule it. Silver is the best scheduler of all times, bro. I love you, Silver.
This would be the lines included against like guard and maybe a corpse or two. I'd include every regiment, so even if you don't rally a spec line, you'd bring a line, just stack it. You'd probably have a low cap though.
Where'd you post it?
HQ General.
HQ General.
Inner 17 cannot have a mixed line.
Do you want to come to the battle or not? they got to be involved. It's trying to be a nationwide battle. Just stack the line.
I don't think they can come, but Lex up for it.
Nah, I think they're just used.
Bio.
Yes.
Do you know when the next lead plans will be given out?
I think we should do leave fund reset. I think that's separate though. I think we should reset leave funds and strict regulations on them.
Low-key, you gotta come to the grand ceremonies a bit more. It's kind of like what you said earlier. It's low-key kind of meaningless without you. Like if you don't show up and bless the little jimmies that get their bearskin and stuff, then it's kind of like, bruh, like what are we doing?
I will be present at next Grand ceremony because it will be a bit more, it'll be a bit special for some people. But yes, I will make sure to be there. I agree with your point. But Grand ceremonies will continue as planned, and Grand drafts will only be allowed at the Grand ceremonies. But yeah, I'll be there. Leave funds. Someone said, I think it was Silver or Willie's regulations. Yes. I've seen some people use leap funds in regular battles. Not okay. Look, like, I've given each regiment 5 flags. Like, I mean, for line infantry, foreign legions and Franco's, you're getting flags. But leap funds should not be used in casual battles. No. And if you lose them, I do think there should be repercussions. But these are important flags. These are eagles. So make sure you are casually using them, because they will be taken away from you. And these are hard-earned flags. I was in Austria like last month, and I was reading up and like looking at all like these like I went to the military museum, and people like Austrians historically, they died for their flags. Like they sacrificed their lives just to save their flags so the French wouldn't cap it. Like it is something that's so important, and that's something that we need to reflect as a group. This isn't a standard use flag. That's why we have Grenadier Battalion flags to use. Any other questions, guys? And I've kept you guys for an hour. If you want to leave, you can. But if you do want to talk to me and have further questions, I'm still going to stay here.
Back on the musicians thing, right? Is there gonna be like any uniforms, anything specific for that, like a booth or anything?
I think, don't we have musician uniforms already?
Like we have musician uniforms, right? But then if musicians like they played like the note correct 4 or 5 times in a row, there's
That's
like a
not even
certain
in the game.
buff.
What are you talking about?
No, could it be add to the game?
Oh, okay.
Wait, your question.
He's asking musician bonus. Will it come back?
I'll take that up with Corey. That's the best answer I can give you right now.
All right.
Someone asked me the same question 3 times. Will usernames and titles of people who hold certain cities regions appear in Europa? I think that's a cool idea. We could consider it and try to work on it.
What was the idea in regards to Europa?
Have titles of people like the titles involved.
That would be
Ooh, we already have
that's a
an
lot of
external
people to add.
project.
Yeah,
now.
that's like you'd have like 1,000 different people to keep track of.
It's only the major ones that we really have worked on.
We'll start with the kingdoms.
Yeah, that's already been in development for a little bit of time. So you guys don't really need to worry about fucking titles. Most likely just gonna be the kingdoms though. So unfortunately, if you have a small duchy, not a duchy, but a small barony, you will not be incorporated within the map. There's too many baronies.
Can you GM them Grand Draftees or congrats so they feel more special? I will try to oblige by that. I will be honest. You know, there's a lot of requests coming in for me to do things and to approve things, and this goes back to whole like empowering new leaders in our group. At the end of the day, I'm only one person. I can't meet every single request that every regiment has. We do have high command. We do have a dev team. Willie spearheads that. And I know that many people want things changed or want things added. I'm trying my best to meet your requests. Like as much as I don't FC as I used to before, I'm very active behind the scenes and getting things done. There is a team for every single thing in this group, whether it be medals, dev, venerations, internal, high command, stuff like that. Reach out to them first before coming to me, please. Because there are days where I do get very overwhelmed with everything. And we will try to meet your request the best we can. Trust me. And if it's something that we don't want to do, there will always be a compromise. Well, from the start of the group, there's always been a compromise where I will meet you halfway on your request. End of story. Any other questions? You have me in VC while you can. Please just ask away anything.
No.
Speak up, people. Speak up.
Speak up. Literally speak up. Be straight up. Any questions?
On the topic of having titles showcased in regards to the map, I do very much need you to go onto the new game and take a look at it. I do believe we've already discussed this previously, but I would love to push this through so people can start actively going onto it. I just have to find the map. Give me a sec.
Yo, Bar, just a question about Leap Fan. We weren't around when people like got there, so like, how do you get it? Is there like do you get it at a ceremony? Like, how's it work?
Awarded at the Grenadier Corps ceremony, or if I personally, if myself, I witness a battle where a unit has performed exceptionally, they get it at the battle. Yeah, it is something that is, Leap funds mean a lot to me, and they should mean a lot to the group. But normally at Grenadier ceremonies, or on special occasions, Corps-wide ceremonies. I guess we're talking about the whole nobility title idea. I like the involvement with it. Like people may lose their nobility titles. Poland, I don't know if you think that's cool.
It would be a lot of research, because it's hard to like. Assuming you'd want us to give them equivalent titles elsewhere, or.
I mean, I think they straight up lose the title now. Like they'd be titleless until they can get their title back.
I mean, maybe. The thing is, in real life, like, I mean, you saw it after Austria lost the Netherlands to the French, that the people just kind of kept straight up using their titles, even though. So, if you would like me to look into...
We'll look into it. We'll look into it.
Okay. Alright. This is a secondary note. I DM'd you two questions that are...
You DM'd me?
Yeah. But just whenever you get the time to answer them. So it doesn't have to be right now.
I'll respond to those one-on-one.
Alright.
Team, we have a full VC of staff here and a full game of staff. Any further questions?
If you would take a look into your DMs, I sent you the game. Please take a look at it. Let me know how you feel, what needs to be changed. I also sent you a few DMs in regards to some things I would like you to define.
Yo, okay. Just gonna look at HQ General for one last time. Yeah, no. If I leave this VC and there's 20 other questions, you guys have not asked me at the right time.
Yeah.
Can we get new Galician chants, please? Army Shooter is helping me a lot with this, and they will be in game soon.
I have a question, my cousin.
Yes.
How was your day today?
Oh. Oh man, dude, I've spent my whole day just on NW, the past 6 hours, and I love it. But yeah, no, like I'm gonna be for real. Like seeing all the new updates and like Gory back in action is great, and is motivating. And there's stuff I can't say, but like this summer is gonna be so crazy. We need to get our recruitment teams on board and in action very soon. But yeah, no, I'm excited to start the summer with what now it's 6 new cores. That's so fucking crazy. I think what was it, like Silver and like Cerilio like keep on reminding me that like we have such a big ass group and we have all these lines, and it's just like kind of crazy to see where we've gone from like Holland days. And I know some of you do miss Holland, but we would not be here if it wasn't for the fact that we switched. And I'm very proud of that. And yeah,
Someone is spamming my DMs asking if artillery is coming. Sorry.
about what?
Artillery.
Artillery.
That would be horrible for the game. I hope.
Bro, I
No,
have.
no.
I think you might have to show me what artillery is. Like, this is a new word in my dictionary.
Yeah. Imagine you're just in melee and then just everybody dies. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like fun for everyone.
Dude, that's why I love Cav, bro. There's no point of having a spec line if you just get jumped by Cav all game.
I do think that they should lower the Cav cap to like 10 or 12. Permanently.
I have another question.
Damray has a question.
Damray, what's up?
He doesn't have a mic, but it's can corps launch their own campaigns?
And corps, I mean, personally, would have told to the high command is if they believe, look, like this goes back to the idea of like we always fight best opponents. What I've told the high com is ensure that you aren't the only ones facing the hardest opponents, and that the other coalition nations are fighting tough opponents as well, and I'll be fine with that. And that's something that we need to be aware about. Like, dude, we are a successful group. We are a big ass group with 5 active cores that rally 850 on a hype battle. Know your worth and know your value, and know when you're being used and when you're not being used to win a battle. So if you're just going to be added to a campaign to get a free dub, that's not the campaign for you. But I trust, I trust the core leaders to make that decision for their cores. Never be a scapegoat to fight the toughest opponents. That's not who we are. And like, as a person that's been doing Grand Battle since the first Grand Battle and always having to deal with the hardest servers to match, it's not fun. But at the same time, take pride in being the only ones that can do it.
What is this Grand Battle you speak of?
Oh, when is the Grand Battle that I speak of?
I'm saying, what is a Grand Battle? That's a crazy word.
Oh man, I think you can ask Roblox performance team on what a Grand Battle is. But yeah, no, I know some people are like, yeah, Gory doesn't like develop his game to be compatible for a Grand. It literally is not Gory. It is Roblox servers that are so shit. But yeah, at the same time, as I said before, we run 6 or 7 servers that is a Grand Battle on its own.
Question.
Yes.
You know how in Grand Battles you have like a server screenshot of all the people who attended?
Yes.
That's brought up into a game. Will we be able to do this again for Grand
Yes.
Battles? Okay.
Yes, definitely. That'll happen at the next Grand Battle as well.
I love finding myself in those.
How do you plan on honoring rankers and officers who have served extensive periods of time in Austrian regiments? Would there be anything? I mean, look, like, it all depends on the type of service that officers and rankers do for their regiment. We have so many orders, we have so many medals for each kind of like role and aspect, and if they do excel in it, they will earn that. I am very strict on who gets orders and how they're distributed, and we do have a 25% cap because we want our medals to mean something. Our 3-year anniversary not as Austria as a community from where we started as Holland is coming up in June. I've been thinking about it a bit, and I think I think it would probably be the right idea to do a nationwide ceremony. Because I know there've been a few complaints about the last one. It was a bit bosh. We didn't have enough time. And we'll do the next one without any battles afterhand, so we can properly recognize everyone. I don't feel like we achieved that with the last nationwide ceremony, but I'd like to do that with the one in June. When Tutor Night Officers? As I said, between now and summer.
When it comes... I started to blank at the thing I started asking. When it comes to the big things you were on about that'll happen during the summer. Would they be able to? Is it possible for those to be like sneak peeked or teased, possibly throughout the months until release? Or
I mean, Gory kind of did that today with the new nations, so I think you can expect that.
We get 100%
yeah, that kind
permission
of
from
stuff.
the
What was that, Willies? Oh, what was the question? I'm so confused.
My question?
Sneak peeks on what the big things are coming out is what
Yeah,
Sanyo said.
sneak peeks on
In the
next
coming
summer.
months.
When you do have a big announcement, I think Silver already announced that, yeah. There is an announcement from sneak peeks. I do have an NDA signed, so as much as I wish I could tell you guys, this is the best I can. But, yeah, just be ready. Be ready. Like, trust me, like the summer's gonna be cool.
We love
And I'm
summer.
determined to make it
We love the summer.
fun for you guys as well. More questions, guys. Can we get new Austrian chants, please? Grenchen sound like teenagers, and the ones we got are so damn old already.
Yo, you guys need to work on your PR and questions. Like, let's work on our phrasing, guys.
It's come to my attention that some of our chants are a little bit outdated and rather juvenile in voice acting. I was wondering if we might have them replaced.
Look, like, there are so many suggestions that I get from all of you guys, and I really appreciate it. Like, there were people saying that our eagle in game isn't that good. Okay, fine. I made a new eagle and put it in game. But at the same time, like, I would appreciate more people contributing in a proactive way and making our things better. Like, you think something may look good in a certain way or better than we've done it, make it and send it to us and we'll put it in the game. Literally. What will the chanter uniforms look like? We'll see. They're not made yet. There is a recurring topic that I'm going to address that I know has been circulating within command about client states, about the future of growing beyond Austrian cores. Right now, nothing planned. I'm going to be for real for client states for the set month. But in the future, I will be talking on with the deep state on the scope we can do and the nations we could adopt under our sphere. I know many people have noticed that Russia has adopted Prussia under their sphere, and they're asking what's going to be our alternative. This is something that's a work in progress for the summer. And we just need to establish our fifth core and work towards that. Lobby going to form an Ottoman Empire. Questions, guys? Anything else? If you want to leave, you can, by the way.
Bio, one last question for you.
Yes.
In your opinion, who's better in the GOAT debate? LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right,
bro.
Yes, we're getting a new map. Russia announced Borodino at their last ceremony, and it's being worked
The
on.
new Galician chants, maybe take a look at them. The issue is some of the chants are Ukrainian and it sounds similar to Russian. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. So.
Oh, I'm fine with the chant you sent me. I'm fine with the chant you sent me, and if you're okay with them, and yeah, I am.
100%.
Can I send you an Indian chant?
Yeah.
So funny. We'll be
Are we going
able
to be
to
pushing through a navy at Windward, or is that project scrapped?
Oh my god. So, Windward, dude, I cannot lie to you. I've been following up with Riv and the Windward guys for a year now. I don't know what is going on. I've been chasing these guys for a year to get us in the game. It's just, I don't know. But yeah. No comment and no update. Um, yeah.
Huge.
Will Jaeger uniforms be issued only to regiments that manage to rally a Jaeger line? Yes. Look, like, I know there was an era of our group where we did have Jaeger regiments, NR3 evolved into NR30, and then we had NR8, which evolved into, I think, NR53, if I'm not, or 59. But yeah, we did have Jaeger regiments in the corps. I do believe, I mean, historically they were only companies and battalions. The dream, someone asked me what was the vision for the next year, is to have a Grenadier Corps and a Jaeger Corps as well. So far I think only 2 regiments can rally Jaegers, which is NR4 and NR13. But it'd be great to have a second Corps of Specialists. That's a really long-term goal. Don't feel the pressure, guys, to make these lines happen. They will come when they're achievable, and I hope that one day every regiment, every line regiment can get Jaeger uniforms and be able to muster their own Jaeger lines. Do not feel like it's off the table, please. Nothing is off the table in this group. Further questions, guys? Will people be able to wage campaigns against nations that are separated by other nations using... Your question doesn't... I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. How come we're going back to leaves instead of keeping the acorns? I don't know. Honestly, I got the majority of sentiment that everyone wanted the leaves back.
We ain't no squirrels, bro.
Squirrels, I don't know. Maybe after 3 years.
Can you make a Grenadier Commando chat in the server so you can talk directly to Grenadier Commanders? So for like battles stuff like that, I can ping them easily.
Good idea.
In the Grenadier section, like a Grenadier staff, shouts channel and something like that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good shout, and we might even need to have a Grenadier Corps like commander role.
Yeah. I think it exists, Grenadier Commando. You see. The role itself.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, it exists. Yeah, it does.
It exists?
It exists in the server. Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, no. We can definitely do that. I'm gonna note that down.
Not to glaze, but I want to take a second to thank Bio for hosting this, because it's like, it's tough for you to get on stage in front of like 100 guys and like answer all questions. So kind. I love the Kaiser.
What's the question?
I was wondering if we could have a more clear line of communication with the devs, because it's kind of hard to know who we should be talking to about certain stuff, and the list of devs is just clear all the time. So no, you were saying
like Woolies is our head dev, and Woolies has been putting in a lot of work into the development of our entire group. And I'm just going to take a moment to sort of appreciate the work that she's done for us. Guys, like some of our uniforms would have not been completed by now if it wasn't for Woolies, and some of our models as well. And especially for the new core, you have to give a massive thanks to Woolies for you guys and even existing in game. But I know there have been a lot of dev requests being directly sent to me, and Woolies, you're gonna hate me for this, but if you could direct your dev requests to the dev team, that'd be greatly appreciated. And to speak on communication, I get like 100 DMs a day. I am not gonna read XYZGC of anyone complaining that they aren't satisfied with something in their regiment or their appearance, or that something's broken. I am physically not checking those GCs all the time. You need to either DM me or reach out to the dev team. Like, I am a busy person. There are 15 regiments in this group. It is easy in a GC for your request to be lost. And I try my best to respond to DMs from individual people. I'm not AFK. but putting requests or complaints in GC is just not gonna work out. Like, you will probably get ignored just by the fact of how busy I am. 15 regiments and now soon to be 18 FI. Holy shit, we're gonna have 18 regiments. Holy shit, bro. Further questions?
Oh, actually, I did have one the other day. Now that we have the same amount of corps as France, are we going to start adding regiments?
What?
He means
Instead of making new corps, is there be possibilities to break the 3 regiment system and start moving to 4
Like
regiments?
4? In the future, obviously.
That's a good question. I think what I've told the Highcom is, as long as we have the resources to expand in any way that we can, we'll do it. I'm going to be very, very real and straight up with you guys. There is certain parts of the group that we do need help with running, and maybe I need even help with running. And we are lacking on generals. We are lacking on high command members, and we do need more people to step up into these roles. And the only way we will be able to expand is when these roles are filled, and when I'm certain that it won't be another thing added onto my plate to handle. We've changed our group. We've done shifts many times. And it's always been at times that have worked for us as a group as a whole. But now, even with expanding a 5th Corps, I'm a bit hesitant that we are lacking on, like, up top high comm to support the whole group. And that's what I say, like, if you do want to step up into being an overall leader of the group, let me know, let the high comm know, and we will empower you to do so. 4 regiments per corps. It is something that will burn the bridge when we're ready to do that. Right now, I don't think we're ready to expand into 4 regiments per corps. And I think that's something we can revisit when each regiment rallies 2 lines sufficiently. I don't want to turn in a group that has so many 1-line regiments. And I think that's something we can meet over the summer.
I have one last question.
Yes.
Now that we have another cavalry regiment opening in Fuentes, will there be, like, will we go back to incorporating the 2 cav regiments for even together, or will they just remain separate and not interact?
Elijah, I think you gotta realize that no one really plays with Cav anymore, so there wouldn't really be a point in adding even more.
I'm not saying to add more, but we have 2 cav regiments again.
5th Corps is also coming in with a cav regiment.
Are we sure about 5th Corps having a cav regiment? I mean, Hungary has a pretty good cav unit, and we don't really deploy cav that much in corps fights. I mean, I don't really see them being useful in army fights. We can use them for the infantry regiments that 5th Corps is about to have, in my opinion.
I mean, me personally, I see that them having a cav is just more like a temporary thing to introduce them to it. I don't see it lasting forever, personally.
I think, like, I don't think cavalry can ever be permanent classification in the genre. Like, cavalry will always have a secondary role of being infantry. Unfortunately, that is the case. Like, I hate to admit it, like, cavalry right now in the genre is not meant to be a permanent classification. So, whatever happens, whoever is in cavalry will have to be adjusted to their role of infantry. And that's what will happen with the new corps. When they are fighting as cavalry, they will fight as infantry. In whatever regiment they choose. I think you have the lead guards, Frilio, it's 2 less gear. Yeah, you guys know better than me on this.
Why, that nobody fights with cav? Yeah. Or they, like, want Hungary to run, like, 8 lines and cav and, like, stretch ourselves too thin to the point where it's, like, usually, like, all the campaigns, 2 less will be fighting 5e on repeat, and they have a shit ton of mercs and stuff, so it's just, even the cav doesn't want to like fight the same line over and over again, so there's just not enough.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, the community. I don't know. The community shuns cav a lot. And I really liked when we had like a cav core with whoever was running Noah. But I think it's just best to leave cores to establish their units as they believe so. Hungary has done it well, and hopefully 5th Corps will do it well as well. But yeah, no one in this group or in this community should go into cavalry thinking there will be a primary classification that will be used all the time. They should go into it knowing that there will be infantry as a secondary classification to continue to participate. Or else they'll be fighting what? How many battles does Deep Guard get a week?
Like once every 3 weeks for army wise.
Okay. Once in every 3. What?
I don't even think they. I think it's been the. I think the campaign's been their last army wide. Like it's impossible. Hungary's physically too good as infantry already, and then we have like the best cav in the genre as well. That's like it's kind of cooked. Sometimes I'll be able to get like a shit ton of battles in a row for them, but a lot of the times I'm not able to.
I think it would help if the cav cap was lowered to 10. It would be less painful.
It wouldn't because cav would be just more stacked. Yeah.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, but I play cav.
Oh, you do? Okay.
The main problem is like, well, in army-wise it's not that bad. The problem is how good cav is in internals that makes nobody want to play with it. In army-wise, cav like is way more functional as cav should be, but internals it's like just cav stacks that rape everyone. So nobody wants to fight with cav because of internals.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have cav nearly the same size as a regiment, it's the impact. Is
exactly.
Horrendous. That's why it needs to be lower.
Against like NCOs and mixed lines during weekdays.
No, I've seen
the
like
weekends it's fine.
Cav mercs with like, you know, like in an 8-man cav line getting like 300 kills each, and it still doesn't.
Dude, I hate it so much. Cavalry is such an who is it? Alejandro and some other fucking group of people. Fucking hell, man. I completely agree with you, Army.
Like at Army, stop letting redacted fishy merc against Hungary all the time.
On that point, is cavalry going to get reworked at any point?
It did. There was a patch for that.
Yes, it is being cavalry is not being forgotten. Like cavalry will be reworked to the extent where it can be like continuous fighting classification.
Okay, good.
Otherwise, I've got a quick question about cav before I go. Is I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like the reason why cav ends up being quite balanced in army wides and quite, I don't want to say like overpowered, but it kind of is overpowered in, or super annoying to deal with in internal battles, is because of the lack of punishment for cav scattering. I think in an army wide you lose those 200 points when cav scatters, which is why you try to avoid that as much as possible. You shoot into enemy cav so that you win your engagements. Cav don't charge over and over and over again. But because in a weekday battle, cav can scatter and be back at the battle within 30 seconds from the point where they scatter.
That's true.
Or at least I think the points that the team loses from cav scattering could maybe go up a bit, but that's not the big issue. I think it's just that when cav has that 15-second timer come up, it's 15 seconds and then it's 20 seconds until they can run back and then they're back in the fight, compared to a line where if you're in the middle of the map and you lose your flag, you've got to wait a minute or a minute and a half before you get back, which is partially why I think cav is able to play a lot more aggressive as
even
those
though
kind
they
of things.
scatter, they get so much more points in return. It doesn't even matter if they scatter.
Yeah, and also cav keeping lines broken has always been a thing that kind of irks me a bit, because a 10-man cav line that has some company versus a 30-man line that's broken is just a lost flag every single time because they can't respawn ever.
Also, low-key at these internals, bro, you're gonna have to scream at your cav to actually match the other
Yeah, I
cav.
know.
Like,
The incentive for both cavalry lines on each team is to not fight each other.
Let's DPP farm, guys.
No, because that's the thing, is it's more fun for both cav lines to not fight each other. So I understand why they don't do it, but at the same time it's really annoying.
They have more fun, but in return the rest of the actual people, 100
Yeah.
people playing, don't have.
I
The
think
thing with skirms is
I
you
think
get
the
2v1
cav
to open.
respawn time for Rush should just be a bit longer. It would just incentivize cav to avoid scattering more, and that would mean they cycle charge less. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe the cav commanders are all gonna come for me and say if you take ages to come back, then us scattering means that you lose 3 flags or your whole army every time we scatter. But, you know, I'm not the one who does the balancing ideas, so someone else will have to decide what's the best way to do that.
I just, like, I'm gonna be so straight up, I think just Cav's fucked for the community, like, the community that's not it, like, it
There's like
needs to be
4 or
entirely
5 good
redone.
cav lines in the genre.
Yeah, no.
It's just a major thing that they just don't fight each other. Like, that's the most annoying part. They just don't fight
The-
each other.
The gameplay and the meta of cavalry will be reworked. It's something that's not forgotten. Like, people are paying attention to that.
Thank you for responding, guys.
DMs.
I'll ping you. Sorry.
Holy shit. Okay.
There you go.
Again, I have like 50 DM box stuff. Expansion from regiments. You know, like, I once was part of a regiment that I did expand into 2 when I was a CEO. I get the ambition to expand. That's something that's not off the table. But at the same time, every regiment or any idea of expansion within our group has to come with the idea that we as a group are ready to do so. And right now, all the efforts are focused into expanding and solidifying our new core. Any other idea of expansion is shelved for now. I do have certain ideas on expanding, but do not believe that expansion is complete no. There is always a time and place for it to happen. It'll happen at the right time. That's all I can tell you. It's not off the it's on the shelf until we're ready. I know Asia's already expanded into they've opened under 21. Massive props to them. Really happy for them. But they were ready to do so. They're ready to expand into that. And hopefully Hungary Asia can establish itself as its own core, and fourth core Asia can establish itself as its own core. But right now, the expansion is into our first core. Once that's done, you can revisit the other ideas of expansion. Other questions? I'm checking my DMs right now.
You mentioned the Jaeger Corps possibly in the future. Would that be a skill-based thing like Grenadiers, or would skirms be reworked and it'd be a designated thing?
Look, like, I'm a big fan of skirms. I wish skirms were used more in the community. They aren't. But it sort of serve as like a second. I hate to say a second Grenadier, whatever formation, but as a own like core where all the Jaeger lines come together, and hopefully one day it'd be so cool to do like a Jaeger server and a Grenadier server. But yeah, not like long-term dream. Long-term dream. Every regiment has Jaegers and Grenadiers, and I think, you know, hopefully with ads and a new player base coming in that we can recruit from, that can be achievable.
Yeah. I just want to take the time to thank you, Bio, for giving Serbia the new chance. I know they are really appreciated. Yeah, thank you.
No worries. You're welcome. I'm late on them, and I've been a month late on them, and I'm sorry for that. But at least
That's
you got
alright,
them.
but they're really appreciated. So thank you.
No worries. And yeah, anything else? Anyone? Any question?
Will I have your blessing to do a Navy ceremony?
Yes, you may have. You can do that.
Oh yeah, this is more aimed at like woolies, but at the moment we've just got greatcoats and fatigues. Will there be like more things for officers uniform wise? Because I know there's like fatigues on the rankers, but like for officers, any references or any interesting things that could, I don't know, be used.
We are looking at changing officers to make them look a bit more distinct. We're in talks with some people who have more extensive research on Austria at the time, and there's a lot of stuff we're learning from them about what officers actually had, and the ranking systems, different gloves and belts that they had as well. So we're definitely going to be looking into that and making officers look a bit different and make them look a bit nicer, as well as there's a couple of things for rankers as well.
Yeah, that's good. And then one other thing, which might be a bit far-fetched, but we've got like the Ritters and the Barons and that, and sort of high ranks. Would they, and just hypothetical, would they be getting their own sort of personal swords? Because historically, Barons and Knights and them lot would all get their own sort of... I've got one at my house actually. We'd have their own swords engraved with their initials and their honours.
I think that's actually quite a nice idea. It could be something we could look at in the future, but right now our development's just mainly focused on improving the army for the 5th Corps and then the rankers and the whole army as a whole. But I think that might be something nice to look at in the future though, after we're done with all of that.
Excellent, excellent.
Anything? I'm just gonna cycle through my teams really quick because people are beating me. Any questions in VC? Live VC?
If you have any, like, I'm talking to someone about perms right now. If everybody's perms are done the same, it's all through organizers and permission sheets. There's no way to loophole it. If you have someone that needs perms, talk to your general staff and they'll be able to request perms to be changed, or you can DM me if you're general staff and I'll do the perm changes for you. But everyone has limited amounts. It's just gonna have to be something you have to deal with. You have to deal with the amount of spots you have. Everybody has to abide by the same rules.
When is the next Grenadier Corps ceremony expected?
I think it will be after the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's mid-May, it might be before the break actually.
Yeah. Bio about that. It's mid-May, right? So we have 2 weekends that we can fit it in.
The break will definitely be occurring in mid-May.
Yeah, so we can probably. I think we can get in before, definitely. 100%.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think.
Let it go because you can get the new guys in with them afterwards.
I think the 3rd would be the best actually.
Like the 3rd of May?
I said that's incredibly close. Hype up and organize stuff.
Because it has been more than a month. It's actually a month today.
Wait, 3rd, the 5th. What day are you proposing?
3rd of
next Saturday. I'm setting up the Grenadier battle, so if you want to do it on that day.
Yeah, that
next Saturday is the 5th of May.
No, 3rd of May, bro.
3rd of May. Oh, I just pinged Ernst about a ceremony that day.
No, we don't have to have it that day. We already have it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, is everything in the trunk? Alright.
Okay, I'm so confused. When is the next Grenadier ceremony happening?
We don't have.
We still have to debate on that. We have to debate on that.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So I'll say conflicts. 3rd of May is an Earth ceremony. 4th of May is a Zweit ceremony.
We can't do
so.
Yeah,
the week after would probably be the best bet.
Hold on, let me check. The 10th of May, how's that?
What?
The 10th of May.
We can do
Saturday.
10th of May. Yeah, we can do 10th of May. Judas is also doing a ceremony next weekend.
Yeah, 10th of May. And, yeah.
Oh,
NW break?
be sure to put the ceremony in the calendar thingy. You are doing one next weekend. It's not there.
Alrighty, that's everything. Have a good one.
Hold on, let me make a poll in the group chat.
Isaac, can we round out the meeting with a
Bio?
What's up?
Are you free next Tuesday? I mean this Tuesday.
I have a run of goals. Actually, no. Yeah, I'll be free.
Alright, lovely. I'd love you to lead my LAN on the internet actually, if you can do that.
Sure. Yes, I can be there. Look, like guys, I want to do more of these meetings. I know. Personal one-to-one reactions with or interactions with me and you guys have been a bit lacking recently, but rest assured there's been a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and I'm trying to meet all of you guys' requests and what you want to do the best I can.
Yeah,
but
we really appreciate that you took your time today.
yeah,
It's
no, well,
appreciated.
look, like I think we need to do these meetings on maybe like a monthly basis. And there have been like ideas that I've had with like nobility where like we have like nobility meetings as well. And nobility playing a role in like how we shape up the group with like standards and stuff like
Diplomacy.
that. But yeah. And I think it's really here.
No.
But I think these meetings are really giving for the community. So try to keep them up. I think it's good.
I think
Yeah.
it rejuvenates like people's spirits in some form or another.
Yeah.
People like.
I think it's boosting the morale of the like entire leading and upper community, this group, really. So it's good.
Yeah, no, I think we need to build a bit more in our officer community. People who attend the Usher Internal, do not shit talk your allies, please. But yeah, no, I think I think there's some key members in our group that like work as a whole to benefit Austria, aside from their units, and I really appreciate that kind of stuff. COs, high command that step up to benefit and to help me with the whole group is something I appreciate so much. So if you have ideas on improving things, let me know. Yep, someone speaking? Okay. Well,
Alright.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't think it's anything genuine. I think so. It's just tweaking.
Alright. Someone's DMing me about customs. Look, customs, get your baton, you'll get a custom, that's all I'm gonna say. If you want a custom, yeah, that's how it is. DMs, okay, fine. Guys, the whole point is to talk about the stuff now, not call me 5 minutes after this.
Well, you said that you'd have a one-on-one with me.
Oh my god, I already have a queue for the one-on-one chats.
You said you said it, not me.
Any other question, guys? Any other questions, or I'm gonna end it in like a minute or so. All right. I am going to reserve the first one-on-one with Silver and Cerilio if he is available, and then Elijah will come to you and whatever. I'll stay up with another hour for the one-on-ones. When's the next Army White ceremony? Matty, are you in VC? Matty here? Herzog,
I
are
don't
you
think he's here.
Oh, what's on?
Oh, he's.
Okay, Matty, we launched June 28th, right?
June 25th, I think.
Okay. Okay. Let me open up the calendar. June 25th. Okay, June 25th is a Wednesday, but the next Army Might ceremony will be on June 28th. Oh, fucking I can't make this promise to you guys. Tentatively on the June 28th. And it'll be a good ceremony. And I think we might, why not introduce a third, like an anniversary medal, for it. I do think we have the Dutch medal, right? Like you guys are still, like Holland vets. You still here? Like you still have the Dutch medal?
Yes, that's still here for everyone. All of our Holland vets still have it.
Okay. Some people have been asking me if they can earn the Dutch medal. No, you cannot earn the Dutch medal. You should have been part of Holland to earn that medal. That is not a problem. But yes, next Army Might ceremony is end of June. And yeah, do not schedule battles for when that army-wide happens, because we need to fucking commemorate the people that work so hard in the group. But yeah, lances as pontoons. But yeah, okay. Again, ping HQ General, DM me with. I will try to respond to you as best as I can. I'm gonna dismiss you guys from the VC. Silver and Celia, if you're available, I need to talk to you. But
What's Aurelio's phone number? 1 second. Is he in the VC now or no? Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, give me a second.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for your time. This has been a nearly 2-hour-long staff meeting. So thank you guys for staying.
5 minutes, GG.
We will be doing this on a monthly basis. But yes. Thank you guys for coming and thank you for all the work. Much appreciated. And good night and see you soon. Paul, and we'll talk about mobility stuff as well when you're free.
I'm free whenever now. I've got nothing for the next 2 weeks. Semester's over, so just let me know what works for you.
Alright. Alright. And Blaze, you can join along at this meeting with Silver. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys later. And thank you guys for coming, and thank you guys for voicing your opinions and asking questions, DMs or in HQ General. Adios!
The Kaiser just did like a YouTube sign off.
For den Kaiser.
Oh my god, who's still on Burrow right now?
What was this meeting about?
Dude, Burrow went crazy after everyone left.
Oh. I swear
Please
Barry just said to me.
Yes, Warsaw wins! Wait, what?
No.
Look at the point diff, bro. What? How's it indecisive? $38 times point win. It didn't meet the threshold. Hill. Alright, bye.
What was this meeting about?
Stuff. Alright, bye.